So environment, ecology, biodiversity and climate change for upcoming prelims. With what is ecology, have dealt up with the climate. These are the important constituents which are. Who are producers? Producers converts solar energy into food, energy and matter. They self-feed themselves. Production makes example of abiotic link. Production is the process of converting abiotic substances into food, energy and matter. Producers self-feed themselves. That is the reason producers are also called autotrophs. But what comes up as an optional thing, that they feed heterotrophs, that are consumer, they feed, they will be called primary producers. So biotic community of a typical ecosystem will be comprised of producers and consumers. Producers are called autotrophs. As soon as I add the third characteristics, that producers will feed the consumers, because consumers, the heterotrophs, are incapable of producing their own food, energy and matter. They are dependent on the producers for their food, energy and matter. So when it comes to feeding the heterotroph, mind it very carefully, chemotrophs are out of our radar. What does that mean? They self-feed, but they don't feed consumers. All primary producers are autotrophs, but all autotrophs are not primary producer. So let us quickly complete chemotrophs, because it will not come into our reference of the study later. So I just zoom up here. Chemotrophs are typically confined in hydrothermal vents. These are in benthic habitat, and in these benthic habitats, so I attempt a diagram here. This is ocean bottom, this is the vent. From this vent you are having continuous emission of sulfur rich hot, and when I'm saying hot water, I can have temperature of more than 150 degrees Celsius. Mind it, it can start from bottom, but because the hot water can get ejected to the shallower water, that chemotrophs and hydrothermal vent in benthic habitat is likely to include a basal pelagic, bathypelagic also, hand raise kar dijiye. It can include a basal pelagic and bathypelagic also. It is at this location that you have got variety of worms and calms. They produce food, energy and matter by the process of chemosynthesis. Chemosynthesis do not need sunlight. So chemotrophs are that specialized producers which produces food, energy and matter by the process of chemosynthesis. They are very typically confined to the habitat called hydrothermal vents. These hydrothermal vents are also called black smokers. And if I just quickly go back to my flowchart, so chemotrophs are out of my radar. I have to now talk about producers. And if I take producers into reference, and in the continuity we'll be adding the herbivorous, the carnivorous, whom we have categorized as the heterotrophs. Primary producers, the phototrophs, produces food, energy and matter by the process of photosynthesis. The process of photosynthesis have got mandatory requirement of sunlight. It cannot be done without sunlight. So first thing, wherever there will be green plant, there will be primary production. Amount of produced food, energy and matter will not be same, as these are determined by availability of sunlight, availability of water, the principal determinants, along with, so I purposefully changed color, season cycle and age of the plant. Secondary determinants. Equator to 90 degrees. I'm increasing latitude here, right? And I purposefully change the color and write mean sea level. I'm increasing height. altitude. So here we are plotting height, and here we have plotted latitude, right? We all are aware of the fact that with increase in latitude and height, temperature decreases. Hand raise. Russia is older than India. Simla is older than Delhi, in spite of being at the same sign of latitude, right? So temperature will decrease with increase in sign of latitude and height. If I am tropical rainforest right here, if I am tropical rainforest, number one, I am at lower latitude, and number two, I am at lower altitude. Tropical rainforest. If in comparison, I am temperate deciduous forest. So this is my shade for temperate deciduous forest, and applying the same in height. I change the color. In comparison, I am now taiga forest. This is my shade. And here also I have demarcated taiga forest. And finally, I become the tundra vegetation. So green color is what I have used, and I am demarcating it here also. Are you understanding it, class? अच्छा, इसके बाद जो आपको दिखाई दे रहा है, let me use red color again, but I'll just make it in a bubble. Polar ice here or mountain ice cap here. It is with no habitat. Agreed? It doesn't support life. It's ice cover. Agreed? Agreed? टेबल देख के समझो, 2 मिनट में याद होगा. It doesn't create trouble at all. I'm now writing the names written in front of you. I'm writing it as tropical rainforest, temperate forest, taiga forest, and tundra vegetation, because I cannot call it forest, right? Done for today, class. Bye bye. Take care.